to the Sports Social Club with Alex and Jess. I'm Alex.
I'm Jess.
And we are back, hopefully with no technical difficulties this time.
Mm-hmm.
We had a very short episode last week. Apologies for that. I honestly don't even remember what we talked about. So if we repeat anything, sorry to that. You can listen to the 8-minute episode we had last week and recap if needed. But one thing that did happen within the last week or two that we forgot to talk about was there was a new doping, I wouldn't say scandal, because unfortunately in running it happens fairly often, but there was some new doping news earlier in the year. I can't remember if it was earlier this year or technically it was in 2024, but we might have talked about it. There was a new marathon record set for the women by Ruth Chepngetich. I could be saying her name wrong. She is Kenyan, and she ran 2:09 something or other, which was a huge PR for women's marathoning. And everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing!" But then obviously people are like, "That's suspicious that you were so much faster." And then there is this marathon running podcast I listen to. It's called Nobody Asked Us with Des and Kara, both current and former marathon runners, pro marathon runners. And when that results came out and everything, of the race, they were talking about, do we think she's doping? Do we think she's not? And they were hinting towards, yeah, probably. And one of the hosts, Kara, says, "I could be wrong, but I know I'm not." And then when this came out that she had tested positive, that became a big quote that was God. She knew it, bring this back, all that kind of stuff. So she tested positive. I don't remember what the exact substance that she tested positive for, but basically it was really high amounts of a diuretic, which is a masking agent. So it's it's not necessarily that she specifically tested positive for a performance enhancing drug or a steroid or anything like that, but she basically tested super positive for something that could be covering it up.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the exact amount, but I think someone did the math and it was 150 times the normal limit. So it's not it was it was just a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Oh, wow.
So it still hasn't come out what her official punishment is. Most likely it'll be a couple year ban or something like that. But as of now, she's just I don't even know what the word is for it, but she's suspended right now. Okay. So see what comes of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So what's interesting is there's one guy who is connected to all of these Kenyans that keep testing positive, and I don't think he's a coach, because Ruth coaches herself, but she's still connected to this guy. So I don't know if he's an agent or if he's some kind of sponsor for Kenya into the US. I don't know the exact rules, but basically whoever this guy is, whose name I cannot remember, anytime a Kenyan athlete is testing positive for an illegal substance, he's connected to these athletes. And so they were saying in the podcast, they're why are these athletes still wanting to be connected to this guy? Because obviously bad things are probably going to happen. So we're waiting to see kind of people are saying, why isn't Athletics Kenya getting in trouble for this? How when during the Olympics, Russia as a whole country was getting banned and everything. And basically the way that it has been right now with all of these athletes who are testing positive is they're technically not through the government. It's not they're testing positive as a part of Team Kenya in the Olympics. It's they are a Kenyan athlete, but technically they're not on Team Kenya kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so basically there's not enough tie to the Kenyan government to ban them as a whole. So they're waiting to see if they are going to change rules as to how Kenyan athletes are getting sponsored and getting visas and that kind of stuff, and if that has to get more approved through the government, and then if they're testing positive, then it will tie back to them, and then there's going to be a whole ban. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with all that. So that's the newest doping scandal in marathon running. What was interesting is, they were talking about in that podcast, is you hear so much about doping, especially when it comes to distance running. And so they're saying like people are thinking, "Oh man, there's just so much doping going on in runners specifically." And it's like, "No, I think it's happening everywhere, but running actually does a lot of testing."
Yes.
And so that's why they're getting caught. It's like, I'm sure it's happening in the MLB, the NFL, all these other major sports, but they're not testing because they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But the running world or just endurance sports in general
Yeah.
do a lot more testing, so they're going to catch a lot more people. You
Yeah.
know?
No, that totally makes sense. And yeah, the NFL, I know they do a lot of drug tests for like true drugs like weed and coke and
Sure.
things like that. But they're not testing as much like for this. Like baseball does more testing, I think, as far as team sports. They do the most testing, like besides like running and endurance sports and like tennis,
Yeah.
things like that. But like yeah, so for the main sports, I would say baseball does the most. The rest, they're like, we want to know if you're like getting high. We don't care if you're on steroids or on anything
You want to get
else.
big and strong? Sure,
Go
whatever.
ahead. Makes for better. And then baseball's like, no, how dare you hit all these home runs? We're gonna test you now.
Speaking of home runs, I saw Cal Raleigh
Mhm.
hit his 40th home run of the season the other day,
Wow.
which was then tied to a very specific stat. It said Cal Raleigh is like the first catcher to hit 40 home runs before August. And I'm like, wow.
Wow.
So specific.
Ever? That's
Catcher
crazy.
before August.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So we'll see how many he gets. When does the season normally end? October?
October. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So we still got time. He can hit a lot more home runs.
Yeah. Dang. That's wild.
I know. What do you got? Anything big? Anything new?
We got a preseason game coming up on Thursday. I'm so excited.
the NFL?
Chargers Lions, yep, for the NFL. And it's the Hall of Fame game. But it's in Canton. But it's the first preseason game, which means we have made it to the season. Even though we're not officially at the season yet, we've made it to where I could start really focusing on fantasy.
Right,
So,
right. And I mean, training camp has started. That kind of stuff. You're seeing all these players. They're finally having some things to talk about with the NFL because people are actually doing things as part of a team.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of the Chargers, did you see that Isaac Rochelle signed a 1-day deal to retire as a Charger? Retire as a Charger.
I love that.
Nice.
Yes.
I love when they do that.
Yes.
Like when you're with a team for a long time, you get traded, contracts happen, all that kind of stuff, but like they want to retire with the team that they spent the longest with. I like when they do that. That's
it's
always
the best. It's the best. But yeah, no, other than that, the NFL is apparently like fining over 100 people, or investigating them, 100 players, because they all sold their Super Bowl tickets above the face value price, and which is dumb because all of the NFL ends up like selling them already above that to like corporate agencies, like, and everything. And so I just feel like they were like that because the NFLPA president is out now and everything, because that whole investigation with him and the prostitutes and all that. I think the NFL was like, okay, what can we go against now? The players. That shows that they're doing something wrong. So, because it's just such a stupid, like, minuscule thing. But yeah, no, it's the Cowboys just gave an extension to our tight end Ferguson for 4 years.
Oh,
so that helps.
Yeah.
Helps us.
Is there any other, because like now's not a time for any sort of like big trades, extensions, contracts, nothing like that, right?
No, they want to stay away. Well, so they'll do contracts and stuff like that right now, but they want to stay away from any trades, like they want to make it through. You'll see a lot of it in preseason. Especially like around like the third game, like is when you'll start seeing people get dropped or people get traded or like things like that. Like, but
when they have to come down to that like 52-man roster or whatever.
Yeah, when they're like, who is worth being on this team, and can we go get someone better to fill that slot? But until then, it's pretty much riding the wave. I did see that Shamar Stewart finally came to an agreement for he's the rookie for the Bengals, came to an agreement for his contract, which was good. And it's like fully guaranteed, which is what he was fighting. But the Bengals, they've been screwing people left and right with like the contracts. And Um, their whole thing was they wanted the language to be right in the contract so that if he gets injured and he's out for a whole season, they don't have to pay him for that. So it's like fully
Mm,
guaranteed unless you have really like taken yourself out in this way or whatever. Or
yeah,
if he gets arrested. That was another thing. They because the,
that's good.
the owner made some bad comment in an interview last week where he was like, if the player's in jail, I don't want to pay him. And everyone's like, this man
That's
has
fair.
never been to jail. But like, but I
I mean,
think they're
that's a
just
fair
trying to,
statement.
which I get it. Yeah. I'm like, duh. Yeah. But it was like so random. But that's where then people were like, okay, this makes more sense. If they're tired of paying players contracts if they end up going to jail for something dumb. Like
Hmm.
it's like why would we pay you at that point? Whereas like Deshaun Watson, he had that whole thing and his whole lawsuit and everything, and everyone still had to pay him. Like so, I think there's
Yeah.
contracts to avoid things like that, or things like Rushy Rice, things
Yeah. Basically, they're like, if you're getting in trouble, or like
somehow.
if you're getting in trouble, or basically if you're getting taken away from football from a
Yes,
non-football related reason,
yeah,
we're not going to pay you.
yes, yeah. Which I'm like
Yeah.
that is fair,
That's fair. Yeah.
because then that would make more people want to do the fully guaranteed contracts for the right reason. Like then you'll have the right players because then they're gonna realize like, okay, should I go out at 1 a.m. with this girl and get drunk and like do all this
And drive my
stuff?
car at 120 miles an hour
Yeah,
and
and hit a girl and her dog. Like, no, I shouldn't because my contract's fully guaranteed. So like
speaking of Rushy Rice, it came out the other day because so what was it, a year ago
yeah,
or more
it
than
was a
that?
year ago
A year ago, he got into a car accident
on
in
75.
Dallas. Basically, was driving recklessly, going really fast, hit other cars, and then fled the scene.
Yeah.
Which I don't think anybody was like super seriously injured. Like nobody died.
No, no, people are
Yeah.
just
So,
banged up.
but it was like, you're causing problems.
Yeah, he totaled
And
cars. That was for
yeah,
sure. But
yeah.
yeah,
And basically nothing happened
yeah.
from that. But now it came out that he has to serve 30 days in jail,
Hmm.
which I'm waiting to see when that's going to happen because he's at training camp. He's still
So
playing.
they made a stipulation because of that, because of the
Hmm.
NFL. He can do it. He has to be able to serve it within. I think he's 5 years, like
Oh,
probation, and he has to serve the 30 days within that time. So scheduled out. So like he could do like every off season, he could do like 2 weeks or a week or what,
oh, that's really dumb.
Yeah, and then be done. Yeah, he doesn't. It doesn't have to be consecutive. Which
Wow.
I'm like,
And
that's
it's,
stupid. Like,
yeah. And then I guess they're still waiting to see if he's going to get like
yeah,
any game suspensions.
yeah.
Like that hasn't come out yet.
No, they're investigating now that the sentencing happened for Dallas. Yeah, now the NFL will actually
Yeah.
give him a suspension from the Chiefs, but it'll just hopefully it happens before the season.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Um, did you finish watching Quarterback on
No,
Netflix?
not yet.
Uh,
No.
it's pretty good.
Yeah. It
Um,
was a good. It was good at the end.
yeah, I think so. Um, I was like, I enjoyed watching Joe Burrow. Like, I like seeing the young guys
Yeah.
because I'm like, oh, like, what's your life like as like a young kind of like hotshot quarterback? And he seemed like very normal, very
Mm-hmm.
chill. Um, Jared Goff was like a little bit boring to me,
Yeah, he's kind
but
of normal
he just had a
dude.
baby. He just
Yeah.
had a baby. Kirk, I was just tired
Yeah.
of him because I'm like, they already did it. They already did
Yeah.
it. Like, do somebody else, you know? Um, but that's fine. I'd be interested to see like if they did like Michael Penix Jr., you
Yeah.
know? Because he kind of like took over his role towards the end, which have you heard anything about who's going to be the starting quarterback
I think
for
it's
them?
Michael Penix Jr.
Is it Michael
Mhm.
Penix Jr.?
Yeah, I think going into this season, it's assumed that he is and Kirk is backup because Kirk
Gotcha.
could have left and gone to another team, but he decided to then stay this year.
Got it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else with the NFL right now.
Mm-mm.
WNBA had a pretty big expansion announcement the other day. So, one, they're bringing back the Portland Fire,
Mhm.
who I believe is going to be starting this next season, 2026. And so they were a team that existed previously. They're now coming back. And then they announced three more teams that will be coming, Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia. And they're coming in 26, 28, and 30, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
every 2 years. So big expansion for the WNBA, which is great for them, growing the sport to more cities. And I'm sure they will expand farther if those teams are successful.
Yeah,
So,
and did you see Sophie Cunningham
mm-mm.
talking about it? So she plays for the Fever, and she's like, all every guy loves her because they think she's
Sure.
hot. And she made a comment. They were asking her like, "Oh, what do y'all think about the expansion teams and all that?" And she made some comment of like, "No one wants to go play in Detroit." No one wants to go play in these cities. Like, and everyone came back at her like, no one wants to come play in Indiana.
Right?
Like, what are you talking about? And apparently, so Detroit still to this day, they had the most amount of season ticket holders ever in the WNBA. Back when Detroit had the
Wow.
Detroit Shock before it was the Tulsa Shock. And so people loved going there, like loved going to the women's games. And so like for her to say that, I'm like, no one, if you didn't have Caitlin Clark, no one give a crap about coming to Indiana. Like, so
Yeah.
people, yeah, people are trying to throw shade, but I like it. I think it's good.
Well, yeah, that's like with the when the PWHL women's hockey was expanding, Detroit wanted a team so bad
Hmm.
and they didn't get it for this first round of expansion. So I'm sure they will in the future. And like Detroit, like you think of like, oh, Detroit isn't a big like tourist city.
Hmm.
Like no one's like, yeah, let's go visit
Yeah,
Detroit. But
for
like
spring
when it
break.
comes to
Yeah,
sports,
yeah,
Detroit is a huge city.
yeah,
And same with like Cleveland. Like who is
yeah,
like, oh yeah, let's go vacation in Cleveland.
yeah,
No. But you want to see some sports, you
yeah.
can go to
Go to
Cleveland,
Cleveland. Yeah.
So same kind of thing. Yeah, I feel like it's interesting sometimes the way that sports teams are like expanded, like when teams are added, it's not always necessarily like the most fun city, but
Hmm.
it's like, do they have the fan base? And yeah,
Exactly.
those teams have
I
it.
think they should have brought either a WNBA or a UFL team to Oklahoma. I think
Maybe
that would
they
have been
will.
good. Like to Oklahoma City, not to Tulsa, because Tulsa is so
Yeah, yeah.
much smaller than Oklahoma City. Go to Oklahoma City, and then you'd have the fan base of the people that go to the Thunder games.
Yeah. Maybe in the future. Maybe in
Yep.
the coming years they'll announce another one.
Hmm.
I'm sure they'll be looking at like NBA numbers,
Yeah.
and with the Thunder having just won the championship, like, oh, is that going to even grow even more?
Yeah.
And then expand the WNBA from there.
Hmm.
So, um, a show that I have not watched but is tied to sports is called Surf Girls. It's on Amazon Prime. This is now their second season, I believe. I think it's produced or directed or something by Reese Witherspoon. Um, and I think the first season was maybe they were all in Hawaii or something like that. It was something American based because the second season is Surf Girls International. And so basically it's following around these like pro surf women. I'm assuming in like a similar to like a Drive to Survive, Full Swing, that kind of stuff, but for women surfing. So I need to check that out. Could
Heck
be
yeah,
interesting.
it's
Yeah.
awesome. And Hard Knocks will be starting in a week.
Yes. And what team did they follow?
They're gonna follow. Well, so they're gonna follow the Cowboys, and then there was someone
Is it the
else.
Chargers?
Is it the Chargers? I knew the
No,
Cowboys were one
no.
of them.
The is it the Bills?
Maybe the Bills.
I feel like I saw something
Oh, it's
about.
the NFC East or the no, 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 no. No, it's no. So for the in season one, it's the NFC East.
Okay,
It's ours, like our people. For this one, it is I think the Bills. I think you're
okay,
right. I think it's
yeah,
someone
yeah, yeah.
like
I think I saw
good.
something about. I think I saw something about Josh Allen and
Yeah, because
blah
it
blah
was
blah. So,
like because usually it's really bad teams. Like usually you're following
mm,
a team that like hasn't won in a long time, like whatever. But yeah, I think this time it's actually a good team where it's like wow. Because usually owners that are on the good teams, they're like we don't want to show our
yeah,
people like why would we do that? But like the bad teams are trying to get recognition. So yeah,
right.
so this will be good.
Let's see. I'm googling. I'm pretty sure it's the Bills, and it starts in August,
Hmm.
right? Hard Knocks. Yes, the Bills.
Sweet,
Yeah.
that'll be good.
Yes, it says for the 2025 NFL season, the Buffalo Bills will be featured on the training camp edition of Hard Knocks. Hard
Yes,
Knocks in season will focus on the NFC East, meaning
yes.
Dallas Cowboys, Giants, Philadelphia Eagles, Washington Commanders.
So excited.
I've never watched,
Hard Knocks?
Yeah, because I never had HBO.
Oh.
And but now we do. So
That's where
I'll be watching.
everyone fell in love with Malcolm
Oh,
Rodriguez.
really?
Yeah, it was because of that.
It was funny. I saw a TikTok the other day with his wife
Yeah.
and and I couldn't remember, like, they used a specific like trending sound. I can't remember what it was. But basically she was like suited up and was like, since my husband's still out with his ACL tear, like put me in, I'm ready to go. And then everyone in the comments was like, "Wait, when did he tear his ACL? Like, is this new?" And they're like, "No, it
This is
happened
last
like
season.
at the end of last
Yeah.
season." So I was like, everyone had like in the comments was like freaking out for a minute, and then they were like, "Oh wait, no, he's just still coming back."
Yeah, yeah, he's just recovering.
um, Other things that we're watching. Um, oh, so I watched the show Ballard. I think we talked about it last episode,
Yeah.
but it did not make the episode.
Hmm.
Basically, like the entire second half of our episode was
Yeah.
cut out. But so you mentioned the show Ballard. You
Hmm.
watched 10 episodes straight
Yeah, in one night.
in one night. Insane.
Hmm.
We also watched it. We did not go 10 episodes straight. We watched a few at a time, but very good. And then it's on Amazon Prime. It's basically like a crime detective type show.
Yeah.
I told my mom about it, and she watched the first episode. And she's like, "I'm hooked." So
Yes.
at this point, she's probably watched all of it, but I'm not
She's
sure.
like me. She and I could just sit there and
She
binge
goes
it the
in.
whole time.
But like when we were watching it, we were looking up, like all the different actors. We're like, he looks familiar, she looks familiar, whatever. And then we saw the guy who played Harry Bosch, and then I guess he has like his own whole show,
Bosch,
which has
yeah.
all didn't know about it.
Yes, our parents would know Bosch. Like it's been out for a while. Like he's been around forever, and they're saying that this is the like sibling show to that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Bosch?
No, mm-mm. No. See, it was too.
neither.
It was too old for me. Like it's not.
Didn't you watch West Wing?
Well, yeah, that's because of Henry. But like I did not watch Bosch. Like because I don't even know what it was on before. Like it was one of those shows, but apparently it's really good too. It makes me want to go watch it.
I know, might need to look into it. But yeah, Ballard on Amazon Prime, really good if you're interested. 10 episodes, only one season so far. The way it ended, there's got to be another one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. Love Island, still on UK. That's happening. Jess, what's your progress on that?
I paused.
Oh my
I
gosh.
paused it. I had to. I was literally when I went back to watch it with my coworkers again, I was like, I can't do it. We burned it. We watched a movie instead. We were like, okay, we gotta not. Because I think like trying to catch up and then watch like all of like the US one, like I think it really like I was like, oh my God.
Burnt out. You
I
got
burned out. And then we watched and then Henry and I watched season 6. And so then I
Right.
really burned out. And so now I'm rewatching Scandal.
Okay. Maybe, yeah, take your break with
I
Scandal.
need to take a break and then go and watch UK.
And then watch UK.
Yes.
You can probably start it like once the season ends. I mean, we're getting close. We probably only have like
few more days.
10 or so more episodes. Because I think we were on episode 52 today.
Jeez.
So
No, it makes sense. But yeah, no, I think it will be a good filler in between days that there's not football on.
yeah, so what? Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Well, even then, so in the season, that's usually like the Mac. But I could have it on one TV and then have the Mac on the other.
Who's watching the Mac? Are you the only person?
Me and
then
my friend
families of
Russ.
the players.
Me, my friend Russ, and families. of
Oh
the
my
players.
gosh.
And betters. I would say there's probably some good betting going
People
on.
who are like, or they're just like, I have nothing else to watch. I need to watch something.
Literally, thank God there's not sports betting in Texas because I'd be betting on some poor kid's future in Eastern Michigan.
Oh my gosh. I don't have anything else. You got anything?
Oh,
else?
there's an F1 race today.
Oh yeah. Who won?
Well, first of all, it was supposed to start at 8, so we woke up like right at 8, and we were like, oh, we'll put it on. And then it was like raining the whole time there, and they were in Spa, and it was raining the whole time, and so then it didn't really start for like another hour, and then like but anyways, Piastri won. It was like Piastri, Norris, and then was it Leclerc? Might have been Leclerc.
You don't like Piastri, right?
I like Piastri more than Norris. I'll be honest with you. Like Piastri, he just seems he's there. He's there. He's not a bad driver. He's actually really good. But McLaren, though, itself, like they have really good cars, and people think that they're cheating, but
Sure.
they all find some way to figure out. But yeah, no, he's ahead by on Norris in the drivers' championship. I think like he was already ahead like 16 like this race or whatever, and then I don't know how much more after this race, but if Norris would have won, then Piastri would only have been ahead by 2. And so it was like a whole like it came down to the wire at the end.
Wow.
But yeah, so Piastri won. That's okay. He'll win the drivers' championship. But now everyone's really focused though on next season because the cars will change. Like all the specifics for it are going to be changed, and so like a lot of Lewis Hamilton was talking about it yesterday that he's doing so bad, like the Ferrari car is really bad and everything, and the guy asked him like, oh, do you think that y'all are going to change anything before the season's over or just wait till next season? And he's like, honestly, I think our factory is so focused on next season that like it's not worth the money to change things for this season. Yeah. When everything's kind of set already. So yeah,
makes sense.
So fun time with F1. But yeah, other than that,
when's the next race?
I think it's Hungary, and it's either the next week or the week after. No, I think it's next week because then we go on like a month-long break with it. August is their holiday.
Nice.
Yes.
Do they normally go like pretty good places? They go travel around, or are they just like, I actually want to be home?
A lot of them just go home. Like
yeah,
I would
they
say,
travel so much.
Yeah, they travel so much that, and a lot of them. So I would say majority of the drivers live in Monaco, and so they all just go back there. And like Verstappen will be on streaming. He races like he does racing online, and so he'll be streaming at home. And then like you'll see like Leclerc out with his like model,
his dog,
like his dog and his model girlfriend, and they'll just be around Monaco. Like so, they all pretty much go home. Like only a few of them will actually go places, but like since majority of the like everyone's on holiday, they're just kind of like, let's just go chill.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
cool.
Yep.
All right, that's all I got.
Yep, that's all I got too.
Great. We might need to bring in Henry as like a guest to talk about something.
Yeah.
With our lack of sports coming up.
He'd talk about baseball.
There we go. He'll be the one to
he played
actually
it forever.
know what's going on.
He doesn't watch it currently. I watch it more than he does because it's the only thing I can put on sometimes. But he can actually go in the ins and outs of it.
Wow. Okay. Might need to bring him in. Yep. I don't know how much sports we're gonna have to talk about.
Yep. Or we should bring in him and Cody to talk about F1.
Yeah. Just give them the mic and say, "Here you
go,
have a
boys.
Good time.
It's a boys' time."
That'd be good. Yes. All right. Well, until next week, we are the Sports Social Club with Alex and Jess. I'm Alex.
I'm Jess.
And we will see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.